guys. Merry Christmas. Santa has been and gone, and I figured it was time to do a whip update. You can see a little bit of snow outside. We lost a lot of our snow. We ended up with a bit of rain, and we lost most of the snow, and then right after the rain we end up with a really cold snap. So it's been really cold outside, but we haven't gotten any more snow. Few flurries, that's about it. So this is my Christmas tree. Ta-da! And it's been really, really busy here, as you can imagine, with Christmas and everything. Daughter finishing up her first term at university. So without further ado, why don't we get started on talking about my stitching, my updates, my plans for 2017, and all of that lovely stuff. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Today is Monday, January 9th. I'm having my coffee, and I'm downstairs next to my stitchy spot. My stitchy spot's in the chair there. I'm sitting on the floor in front of the sofa. There's my little Maggie. Maggie, hello. My little snuggle buddy. My little stitchy buddy. So it's winter here. It is only 8:45 in the morning, and it's still like really dark and dreary outside, and I think it's just because today's going to be a gloomy day. But upstairs the lighting is non-existent because our downstairs doesn't have as many windows. I've got more lamps, like more unnatural lighting. But it's brighter down here than it is upstairs right now. So I decided I would record down here. And I got the fireplace going because it's chilly this morning. It is cold. We're well into the midst of winter here. It is this time of year, like January month, December and January, the weather always fluctuates for us. So it's cold and snowing, or then it's cold and then raining, but it's like the rain is like a combination of sleet, freezing rain. Ugh, it's just a mess. Like it's cold, wet, and damp, period, all the time. Cannot dress for that weather. I don't care how many layers of clothes you pile on yourself. It's horrible. So Christmas was really good. I fell off the face of the earth for like the entire month of December. I did get some stitching done, but in regards to like social media or like Facebook, I was barely on. Instagram, I was still posting the odd photo of my stitching as I was doing it. No videos, no nothing, just, yeah, I fell right off of social media for the month of December. It's my first Christmas and New Year's in 5.5 years that I've actually been off. So I really enjoyed it, like really enjoyed it. Spent lots of time with my family, decorated the house. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was absolutely phenomenal. So, don't think I'm going to be off this Christmas and New Year's coming, so I enjoyed it to its fullest. Really busy, but it was a good kind of busy. Emma finished up her first semester of university. Marshall's done his first term at high school. So yeah, everyone's settled back in now after Christmas break, back to work, hubby's back to work, kids are back to school, Emma's back to university. So it's been good, I gotta say. It's been really good. So 2016's over. And what kind of horrible year was that? It was an okay year for me, personally. Like, You know, I got lots of stitching done. There was lots of other good things that were going on in 2016, but like celebrity deaths? Hello? Child of the 70s, like the people that died this year, or I should say last year, 2000, unbelievable. You know, yeah, it was a crazy year. I guess we're all getting to that age where, yeah, people are going to start dying that really meant something to us. You know, the David Bowies of the world, Prince, George Michael, Carrie Fisher, yeah, Muhammad Ali, Elie Wiesel, Nobel Prize laureate Elie Wiesel. He died this year. Now, he was elderly. So, you know, people who get to live their long lives, like him and, oh my gosh, can't think of his name off the top of my head. It's gone right out of my... Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder. He died this year. You know, but he was elderly. Prince, not elderly. Carrie Fisher, not elderly. George Michael, he was like freaking 53. Definitely not elderly. Yeah. Problem. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about stitching. So let's get into my stitching. I'm not going to bother to show you like progress of where it was and where it is now and all that. I'm just putting 2016 to bed. So I'm just going to show you where all my current whips are at this point, at this moment in time. I'm going to go through my whips, show you where they are, show you what's currently on my plate, and then I will talk a little bit about what my plans are for 2017. Oh, before I do that, I will talk about Christmas very quickly. So for Christmas, I didn't really ask for stitchy stuff for Christmas this year, and the reason I didn't do that was because, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, I'm going to visit Donna Murray in Scotland, and I'm going to the Haid retreat in Crewe in England while I'm over there for like a week. So that is literally, that trip is literally, what's today? It's 22 days from today I leave. 22, that's all. So, that was my Christmas present as far as I was concerned. I said to my husband, like, I want my plane ticket. That's very extravagant. That's way more extravagant than we typically would purchase for Christmas present, but I said, I don't want anything under the tree, but I said, just to have something to open, the, you know, floss that I need for Big Red Ship of Life, the silk that I ordered, and the fabric that I ordered for that, we can wrap that up with a box of chocolates and stick it under the tree. So fair enough. Christmas morning comes, and in my stocking, my lovely daughter, I know we all know about these friction pens, like the pens that you can write and then erase with. I have these for my, you know, my planner. I use them for like my calendar, so when I jot stuff down, if it changes or if it moves, I can just erase it and move it. Not the permanent stuff in my calendar, just the, you know, tentative things and stuff. But I knew you could get friction highlighters, but I didn't have any because I use old-fashioned, like I use the paper, I print off my charts and I highlight them as I go. And sometimes you make a mistake and you can't erase a highlighter. My daughter at the university found these in the bookstore. She taped them up and stuck them in my stocking. They're the friction highlighters. So they're just like a regular highlighter tip. And you can erase them if you need to. How cool are they? So I have all the different colors that they had there at the bookstore at the time she was in there. She picked me up a package of 5. Yay her. And then my husband surprised me. He surprised me. He does every year, and I should have known better, but we opened up all of our presents and our gifts, and my parents were in for Christmas morning as well. My mom gave me a set of Pyrex dishes because I started collecting Pyrex this year. And with, help from the lovely Claire, Pyrex Stitches on Flosstube, who's answered some of my questions along the way. Anyway, I started collecting Pyrex. My mom gave me a set of 3 casserole dishes that belonged to my grandmother. 2 of them have lids, 1 of them is missing a lid, but I'll insert a picture if I remember here of what the dishes look like. Okay, then my husband, okay, everything's all open, everything's done, the kids have their presents, da da da. He hands me this package, and he says, here's your Christmas present. And I said, what do you think for Christmas? What is this? And I couldn't tell what it was, like it was big. And I started opening it up, and oh my gosh, okay, so you've all seen my Stitchy buddy, right? She just turned 10. The 4th of December, although she's very much like a puppy, she's getting up there, right? He took a picture I had of her, a photograph of her, to a friend of ours, and had a painting of her done for me. So this now has a lovely home next to my Stitchy spot, hanging on the wall. And Dan did a fantastic job on the painting. Fantastic. Like, and this is the way she always looks, like one ear up, one ear flopped over, always, Even got like the little shine on her lip, and oh, what a lovely, lovely job. I could not be more pleased. Couldn't be more pleased. So anyway, that is Miss Maggie. So let's talk about stitching stuff. All right. Let's go through my whips. Let's put 2016 to bed. Let's figure out what I worked on, where it is now, where it's going, all of that sort of stuff. Okay. I had a total in 2016 of 7 finishes. That's a lot for me because, as you all know, my whole thing is like go big or go home. I love stitching very large pieces. But I had 7 finishes. A few Clouds Factory pieces, a couple I designed myself, Lizzie Kate's A Good Marriage, a Mill Hill Owl Kit. I did the Sister Stitchers piece for Donna. Then Christmas time, because I'm nuts, because I hadn't spoken with this before. Christmas time, I happened to be trolling the internet for something. I don't even remember what it was. And I came across a Christmas Vacation piece. Now, I love Christmas Vacation, the movie. My husband and I watch it every year at Christmas with the kids. We all laugh about it. The movie gets quoted all the time. Like, it's just one of those things that, it's always been a part of Christmas for us. And I came across this. Now, if you have kids who can read, there's like a not so nice word in here. Or if you have kids that can hear, you may want to mute because I'm probably going to read it. So it's the Griswold's family Christmas tree on the station wagon. And it says, when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. I didn't get a chance to frame it or even iron it, as you can see. This was stitched on a piece of 14 count cream. 14 count cream Aida that I had just sitting in my, stash in there. I found this chart the 23rd of December. I had it stitched by the night. No, that's a lie. I found it on the 22nd, and I started it, pulled out the fabric, and started it at work that night. And I had it finished 48 hours later. it was finished Christmas Eve. I folded it up and I tied a ribbon around it and stuck it in his stocking, my husband's stocking for Christmas. So that was an extra finish. Let's talk about my other big finish. My Monopoly board. And you guys, right now, this camera is actually sitting on the coffee table that this Monopoly board is going in. So, Monopoly is done. Dun, dun, dun. How is that? Da, da, da. So, this piece, I so enjoyed stitching this piece. It's fantastic. As I said, I had lost my original chart. Someone sent me the chart so that I could use it to help me chart out my own chart that I had already started like putting together myself. So there are a lot of changes. Although it looks very similar to the original Monopoly board, it isn't. Because I did make a lot of changes. Let's see if I can show any of the bling. Here's some bling. I did the Waterworks tack in a combination of blending filament and DMC, some gray. I don't remember the color number. The ring that I charted, I did that with gold DMC metallics, and the diamond part, well, it's not going to show up here, but there's blending filament in that, so that kind of has a little sparkle to it. I put a little bit of sparkle in the income tax. I don't know if you can see it there. Electric Company. Oh, hang on. The light bulb that I designed for Electric Company, I was having some trouble getting it to like kind of look round. So I ended up using, I think I put some quarter stitches in, and then by the time I back stitched, it turned out pretty good. So there's my light bulb. Same thing, I used DMC metallics for the bulb, and yeah. I think on the original one it might have had some like things, you know, like shining off it. I didn't put those on or anything. What else? What else? What else? Okay, the logo. Oh, this thing was a biatch to figure out. So I'll try. I'm gonna do. I might do a finishing video just for this piece, but this logo. Oh my gosh. So I figured out the placement of it. As I had shown in my previous videos, I was having some trouble trying to figure out the exact placement between the corners, because again, this is made to fit this table, right? So it's not a standard like cross stitch size. Like I drew this out on graph paper, right? And this guy, I did use the original chart that the lady sent me to loan to help me sketch him out. So then I started stitching him the way I had him sketched out on my paper. And oh, I was not happy with his arms at all. Like this arm was not too bad. The way his bend in his elbow was outside of the letter. Okay? But this one, I think the original chart had a bend through the end, like his hand was coming up here or something over his head like this. Yeah, that just looked like one big lumpy mess. I didn't like it. So I totally, anyway, I stitched it, I ripped it out. I stitched it, I ripped it out. I stitched it, I ripped it out. I must have stitched that arm like 5 or 6 times and posted pictures on Facebook, not Facebook, Instagram the whole time I was doing it. Changed this hand, changed a bunch of things on him, but he still looks pretty good. And then I added this bling. I decided I wanted some bling in the logo too, and I figured the best way to do that was to put like a border on the logo. Because, you know, if you look at a regular Monopoly board, there's no border or anything, but I just wanted some extra bling because I had bling put in other parts of the chart, and I decided I wanted to do that. So there you go. Monopoly's all done. So now that the, Christmas is over and everything's getting back to normal, I have to wash this, iron this, and put it on a board, and then get my husband to fix this coffee table so that we can insert it into the coffee table and put glass or plexiglass or something of that nature over the top of it. Keep looking in the wrong spot. I keep looking over here for my camera, and it's over here. I think because I have my iPad flipped over from the way I normally have it. Okay, so that was my finishes, my most recent ones that you guys have not seen. Let's go through. Now, I'm not going to do this in any particular order. Okay, so because it was Christmas and I wanted to work on something Christmassy, I threw my rotation out the window for the month of December because there were a lot of things going on, and I didn't want to work on anything specific in my rotation, and I did want to work on some Christmassy stuff. So I pulled out the 12 Days of Christmas by Plum Street Sampler, and this is where it is now. So I've gotten, I'm down to, what am I down to? I'm down to 10 Lords of Leaping. I have 10, 11, 12 left to do. I'm now sick of working on this piece again. I think in December I did the 8th day and the 9th day. And then by the time I got to the 10th day, I was sick of stitching little repetitive motifs. So I only got 5 of my 10 Lords of Leaping done, and I was like, yeah. Actually, it wasn't like, yeah, I'm sick and I'm done of it. It was more like I had Christmas presents that I was trying to finish up. I crocheted 2 mermaid blankets, one for my daughter and one for my goddaughter for Christmas, and I did that cross-stitch piece for my husband. So, yeah, this was just like, I've had enough of it. Let's move on. I have other things I need to get done. So that was on my goals last year, to have this finished for this Christmas, and I didn't, and I'm okay with that. I'll finish it for next Christmas. I mean, there's only 2 blocks left now, so I'll probably have it done for next Christmas. That's on my goals for 2017. Have that done for next Christmas. This is a hobby. I do not hold myself to a schedule. If it gets done, it gets done. If it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. Okay, so the next thing I'll show you... Oh, I gotta move this big thing, sorry. Is my Heaven and Earth, my old world map. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. And this is where it is now. Okay, so this is where I've gotten an old world map. This is the first page, second page, and then right here down is the third page. I was going to do this one for the Haid Challenge, and of course you can't have any park threads, so I was going to move over to this page here and do this page, but I decided not to. I'm doing something else for the Haid Challenge. So this is my old world map. I did get quite a lot of progress done on this one this year. I only started this one, I started this one in January of 2016, and I managed to get, well, if you count like this bottom section with that, it's really 2 pages, I guess. And I think my goal for 2016 was to get a page finish in on all of my full coverage designs. I don't remember. I didn't go back and watch my 2016 goal video, but I think that was my goal. Again, it's nice to make goals, but if I didn't meet them, it's a hobby. This is not going to tear me up if I didn't do what I said I was going to do. So that was that. The next one I'll show you is my Mirabilia. And I'm just going down through like my rotation list. So whatever order these come up in. This is my Mirabilia, Santa's Magic. I fell in love with this when I went to Because You Count, the LNS in New Brunswick, which I absolutely love. I can't say enough wonderful things about that shop. Even though it's like 2 provinces away from me and I never get to go there. This is where my Santa is. I love this piece. Love it. Now let's see if I can hold him right now. Which way is right way up? This way. I think this is right way up. I've got threads parked everywhere. Hang on. That's where he is. Now, this fabric, that's a pretty good representation there. It's like a buttery yellow. Very soft modeling. This is Picture This Plus Mellow. 28 count, 2/2. And that's how much I got done on him this year. I started him in July, I think. Maybe July? Yeah. July or August. Like after I got home from vacation, that's when I started him. Love, love, love him. So I will continue to work on him. It would be nice if I get him finished for Christmas this year. But again, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Okay. Next piece I'll show you is my other haze, which is A Christmas Carol. Now, I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. And this, oops. Let's do this way. This is it now. Now I didn't say what my other haid is stitched on. My old world map is stitched 2/1 on 18 count Aida. This is stitched 1/1 on 25 count Lugana. I very much prefer the teeny tiny stitches on the 1/1 on a haid. So I've gotten quite a bit of progress on this one throughout the year. But my goal, of course, this year is to get even more progress. So I'm going to get at least a page. I'm hoping maybe a couple pages done. 2017 is going to be a bit of an odd stitching year for me, I think. I'm going to change up my rotation. Instead of, I don't know if I'm going to do a week at a time. I'm going to do a month at a time. I want to concentrate on a piece once I have a piece out. Next thing is Quiet Frost. I'll insert a picture of what this is supposed to look like. And this is it. Now, this piece for 2017, I've done my Monopoly board, so this is becoming my work piece. This is going to start going to work with me, so I can work on it during my lunch breaks, and I can work on it at night. The thing with this piece It's hard to stitch down in columns and park like below yourself as you're going, because a lot of these colors run horizontally, not vertically. So what I started doing is I started cross-country stitching it instead when I got to this page. I just pick a color and I've been working that color through the whole page. And then when I've done that color, like it's cross-country, but I'm doing it color by color, not section by section. So I just, you know, highlight on the sheet all the instances of where that color shows up, put the stitches in, and then go on. No, I do not grid. You will not see any grid lines on any of my pieces. Not because I have anything against gridding, I just think it takes up too much time. And I don't really have an issue counting, so it's never caused me any trouble. So I just haven't bothered to grid. So that's Quiet Frost. The next piece I'm going to show you is my Record Girls, and I just need to run get that because I just realized I don't have it here. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Drink some of my coffee. So, Record Girls. I'm not sure. 2016, I may have said I wanted to have this piece finished. I don't remember, but they're getting there. And I did make this a focus to finish. So in my rotation, the last couple months of last year, I've been stitching on this for a week, then doing a rotation piece, then stitching on this for a week again. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. And this is it now. So I've gotten a nice bit done. I would like to finish this piece this year. So I'm going to stick to doing this every second week. I've started, as you can see, sewing in my threads, my park threads, just because I felt they were starting to get in my way and there was too many of them. So now this year, I'm going to start doing this one page by page, and I may also do it color by color, same as I'm doing my Quiet Frost piece. Because then if I'm, you know, I don't know, going to my mom's for a weekend or something like that, I can just take a couple colors and work on it. I haven't got to take my entire floss box and work on it. Yeah. But I'm hoping to have this one done this year. This one's going to be put to bed before the end of 2017, I think. That's my goal. That's my biggest goal for this year. I want to have that one done. Okay. Now, that being said, I have a couple new pieces. And I have one other that's I've been working on for a little while. Death by Cross Stitch. Now, everybody knows this piece, right? Long Dog Samplers. Okay, Long Dog Samplers. Death by Cross Stitch. Right? Very intricate piece. All cross stitched, no back stitching. This is still on my Q-snap because this is the one that I've been taking back and forth with me in the car. And I work on little bits as I go. This is stitched on 25 count antique white Lugana 1/1 with DMC 939, which is like a really dark navy. I love it. Love, love, love it. I cannot say enough good things about this piece. So well done. Like things like these birds. Do you see these little teeny birds up here? I didn't like when you're looking at the chart, you don't notice those little things. And even when you're looking at the, you know, like the actual pattern chart where where all your, I'll just show a corner of it. There's the corner. even when you're looking at like a chart and it's just, you know, you're looking at just block after block after block after block, you don't notice those little things until you stitch them in. And I stitched in this bird and I was like, oh my God, that's a bird. Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love this piece. I will continue to work on that, and I will continue to do it as I've been doing it, motif by motif. I'm not working on it page by page or anything like that. Absolutely love it. It has stayed back and forth with me in the car for when I'm waiting on my daughter at university and all that kind of good stuff. Now let's talk about my other piece. New starts. Okay, so lost my mind at Christmas. Like I said, I fell off the radar with social media, but there were a few pieces that I wanted to start for 2017. Now, whether they'll end up in a regular rotation, I don't think so. I think my rotation is going to change a little bit. I think I'm going to work on like an hour a day Big Red Ship of Life. Because we all know that I said I wanted to do this piece this year. Ink circles. Big Red Ship of Life. I'm not taking it out of the plastic. You're going to have to deal with the glare. Get over it. Okay, so Davina sent me this. And I got the hand-dyed silk from Silks for You. And what I did was I just cut a bunch of it in the proper lengths and just put it in a baggie to use. Now, you're going to laugh, okay? I'm not a seamstress. I have a sewing machine. I've talked about this before. I've made a couple of grime guards, you know, that sort of thing. I have this on my lap stand, and it's going to stay on my lap stand because then I can stitch on it every day. I can put some stitches into this every day. But here's the difference between this and Death by Cross Stitch. It's on the exact same fabric, 25 count antique white Lugana. But Death by Cross Stitch I'm stitching with DMC. Color fast. I have no worries about washing that if it gets grimy or dirty, which it shouldn't. I mean, I'm really careful with it, but I can wash that. This I can't wash. Terrified this is going to bleed. Okay? Don't want to wash it. So a regular grime guard, I figured, was not going to work. So I made, it's like a curtain. I got this idea from Orietta. Orietta from Italy. Orietta made a set of like grime guards that are like curtains that kind of slide open and pull close over her scroll rods. So this is my lap stand. And I made the same sort of thing, okay? Because I only want the fabric exposed that I'm going to stitch on when I'm stitching on it, and then I want to be able to cover up the whole thing so it's not getting dirty. So I took my handy dandy sewing machine and I took an old pillow sham, okay, and I basically, hang on now, see this lifts up. I can just expose the area I'm working on, and then when I'm done, I can cover it back up, no problems. So basically, it's just a pillow sham. I made 2 bags. Right, like you can see, just made 2 bags, like so. And they just pull right over. And the bottom bag, I just cut holes in the bottom so that the stand could go through it. But, oh, I'm showing the chart. What is wrong with me? I made a working copy because I always do. But here is my dun, 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 Big Red Ship of Life. Yay! So this is page 1. I managed to get the top border done to the end of the page, the next section border done to the end of the page. I'm working down the page with this part of the border, and now I'm just going to do the motifs here. And I'll do those piece by piece like I do Death by Cross Stitch. Fabulous. So I am working on that and will continue to do so. All right. You can sit there for a moment. All right, next thing. Next thing. What else? So that was that. I started that with a couple of lovely ladies. Deborah Fassler and Dee Stitcher decided they were starting, no, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. And DeForest Grew. That's what I started with them. Big Red Ship of Life, stitching that on my own. I saw some other people doing it. I figured it would make a good companion piece to Death by Cross Stitch. So, And DeForest Grew. So New Year's Day, I started this piece. Big Red Ship of Life I started Christmas Day, when I opened it for Christmas. And DeForest Grew. We've all seen this piece. Rosewood Manor. And all of its loveliness, right? Oh, lovely piece. So I've started this with Deborah and Dee Stitcher. I'm stitching this one on 28 count. Lies. I don't know what this is. 25 count. I'm stitching this on 25 count 1/1, so it's teeny tiny. But there it is. There's my little forest growing. 25 count 1/1. Little trees, little birds, more little birds. Little birds. Oh, love this. It's so lovely. It's so nice to stitch on. There are so many color changes in this though. And it's so hard to end off your threads and start new threads when you're doing 1/1, and there's so many color changes in each of these little motifs. Yeah, but I am enjoying it. So that was my New Year, new start, like New Year's Day. And then, last but not least, I started another Hate, because I don't know why. So, lovely lady on Instagram, her and I have been chatting back and forth on Instagram, and she also has this piece. It's her first Hate, I think, that she's ever stitched, and she decided she wanted to stitch it this year. And I said, hey, I have that piece, but I have the mini of that piece. I'll stitch it with you. So it's Mini Bath Time by Hate, also known as Bath Time Mermaid. And I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like, but it's only like a black and white picture, I think. Oh no, I've got a color picture. Disregard. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. And this is the one that I'm going to do for the Hate Challenge. Because it was a brand new start, so it was a brand new page with no parked threads. And this is how much I've gotten done. This is the entire page width. I'm stitching this 1/1. Sorry, lies. I'm stitching this 2/1 in Continental Tent on 28 count. And the reason I chose 2/1 on 28 count was because of the coverage. I wanted to make sure that the coverage was good enough. And I'm doing this as a test piece. Because when I go to the Hate Retreat in Crew, I'm actually starting a brand new piece. I'm going to start, hang on, I have it in here somewhere. Here it is. This is my printed copy, so it's in black and white. I'm going to start A Colorful Past by Jane Worcester Scott. And because I already have so many other full coverage pieces, I wanted to do this in tint. But I didn't want to just jump right in and do it with tint because it's such a large piece and then not enjoy it or not like how it was turning out. So I decided to start this piece with this lovely lady on Instagram and share our progress together. And this will be my test piece for 28 count 2/1. And let's see if I can get it closer to the camera. I think the coverage is fine. I'm not having any issues with the coverage. So that's tent stitch. And yeah, I think it looks okay. So this is my rotation piece I'm working on for this week. Because again, I'm going to do this one for the Hay Challenge and try and get a page finish, which I think takes me to about here. I'm almost halfway done. I'm about a third, a little better than a third done the page there at the moment. So this is not going to be a large piece because it is a mini, but yeah, it gives me a chance to try out the whole tent stitch, which I'm a cross stitcher. I will say I do enjoy the full crosses better, like the actual stitching process of a full cross, but I like the speed with which that stitches up. And if I'm not losing anything in the detail because my coverage is good enough, then I'm going to do that other Hade as a tent stitch as well. There you have it. All my stitching, all my progress, all my new starts. The only other new start I have planned for this year is that Hade for Crew. The rest of the year is just going to be working on my whips because I enjoy each and every one of them. The plan is to work a full coverage piece each week and work on my Big Red Ship of Life daily or semi-daily for an hour each day or every couple days. Use the Death by Cross Stitch as the piece when I have to drop my daughter at university. Keep it in the car with me. I can get a little stitching done here and there when I need to. And my other pieces like And a Forest Grew, that sort of stuff, I'll just insert those here and there when I need a break from a full coverage piece and get a little bit of work done that way. There you have it. So that's 2016 put to bed. 2017 plans all laid out. And we're all done. Everybody have a fabulous stitching year. Have a great couple of weeks stitching. And I'll try to get back I'll try to get back to do a quick update video at the end of this month before I leave for Scotland. I leave on the 1st of February. So, if I can get a quick little video done, like end of January, like the 29th or 30th, whatever, before I go, I will. If not, I will see you on my travels. My plan is to kind of do a little vloggy sort of thing while I'm away, of my traveling and what I'm doing and where I'm going and the retreat and all of that. Hopefully you guys will find that interesting. And that's it. So have a great one and we'll chat with you soon. Bye!